Hi, my name is Mary. Today FM plays the best music in Lambasa. Today FM rocks.
My name is Thomas. I'm here in Nakasi and I like to listen to Today FM because it rocks.
My name is Milenia. Today FM rocks here in Singatoka.
My name is Alfriti and Today FM rocks here in Tabwa.
My name is Mary Jane. I love listening to Today FM here in Ba. Today FM rocks.
My name is Ilaiti Ambal and I love listening to Today FM. Today FM rocks here in Osur.
Today's hit music on Today FM.
In the news tonight, national celebration likely for Hong Kong win. Fiji will not allow same-sex marriage, says PM. And plane forced to land due to engine malfunction.
From the studios of FBC Suva, Jackie Spade.
The government will now wait for the Fiji Rugby Union to propose a national celebration after the Fiji Airways Sevens team made history by becoming the first team to win the Hong Kong title 5 years in a row in Happy Valley. Minister Sports Pravin Bala says the Sevens Gladiators made all Fijians proud and they deserve to be recognised. Meli Tavanga reports.
The Fijian government will follow the proper protocol and is ready to hold a national celebration if it's proposed by the FRU followed the victory in Sokonpo Stadium last night.
For Fiji Rugby Union to come up with it, then I leave that to Fiji Rugby Union.
Bala acknowledged the effort shown by our national team.
Hearty congratulations to the Fiji Sevens team, led by their magical captain, Jerry Tuai, and of course the coach. It was a night of records.
Permanent Secretary for Youth and Sports, Maritino Nemani, says winning the Hong Kong title 5th year in a row is a milestone for Fiji that should be celebrated.
If we can do that, and we can have a small celebration later on.
Prime Minister Worengem Bainimarama also showed his gratitude on Fiji's performance in Hong Kong and wishes them well in the next Sevens tournament.
I think they did Fiji proud in the last couple of days in the game in Hong Kong. And I know they're going to play in Singapore this week. We wish them all the best.
Meanwhile, the FRU has not yet made any comment about a national celebration for the team, which brought home the Hong Kong Cup for the 5th consecutive year. Melita Wang, FBC Sports.
As long as we are in government, Fiji will not allow same-sex marriage. This was the statement made by Prime Minister Worengem Bainimarama during the opening of the Raralevu subdivision in Tailevu this morning. Bainimarama says the Fiji First government's stance on the issue is clear. Ali Kimbia with the story.
With a lot of talk on social media about same-sex marriage, Prime Minister Worengem Bainimarama for the first time today commented on the issue, saying it will not be allowed in Fiji.
Despite the amount of human rights being brought to Fiji, we will never accept any idea of same-sex marriage.
Bainimarama says it must be clear to everyone that Fiji is a God-fearing country and same-sex marriage will never happen under the leadership of the Fiji First government.
I have been shown a Facebook post that a church group is supporting this idea. I don't know whether this is true or not, but let me make this clear. This is not allowed in Fiji.
The Prime Minister also raised concerns on the increase in new church groups in the country.
There's one church group that is worshipping peacock feathers. I don't know how they are worshipping peacock feathers when there is no peacock in Fiji.
Bainimarama says the Fiji First government will continue to deliver what's best for all Fijians. Ali Kimbia, FBC News.
About 200 children in Fiji die annually from pneumonia, which can be treated through providing unrestricted access to oxygen. Eleanor Tarangaivu reports the government spends millions each year to provide oxygen to our hospitals, but most time there isn't enough. Today, 5 oxygen concentrators were given to the Savu-Savu Subdivisional Hospital to help address their need for oxygen.
Severe pneumonia in children, for which oxygen is a life-saving treatment, is one of the leading causes of child deaths in Fiji. Approximately 200 die each year.
And I think we'd all agree that that is too many young lives for us to lose from such an avoidable illness, especially one which can be treated with an unrestricted access to oxygen.
Today, the Savu Savu Hospital has been fitted with 5 of these vital life-saving machines that provide patients with higher oxygen concentration levels than the regular air we breathe.
The opportunity to have oxygen concentrators here is not only for the patients that come on a regular basis, but also the opportunity to be able to look after those that the operating teams will come and look after.
Leading pediatric and technical experts, Kiwa Kids, along with the Ministry of Health and AusAid, are working together to improve the availability, affordability and access of oxygen to save lives by replacing oxygen cylinders in hospitals with these bedside oxygen concentrators.
We do believe that no Fijian, no child, no adult should struggle or die because of a lack of oxygen.
The Ministry of Health will be looking at rolling this out to other hospitals and health centers. Already the Taviuni Hospital, the Nambawalu Hospital and the Nosori Health Center are fitted with these machines. Eleanor Turangaibiu, FBC News.
Turtle Airways Limited has confirmed to FBC News that its DHC-2 Beaver aircraft made a forced landing due to an engine malfunction this morning. The incident occurred at around 11 a.m. during a flight from the Yasawa Islands to Nadi. Airline Acting Accountable Manager Ian Gill says the pilot conducted a successful forced landing in a cane field to the rear of the University of Fiji at Saweni in Lautoka. The 4 passengers and pilot were uninjured. Gill says the passengers were airlifted by helicopter to Nadi and the aircraft appears to be undamaged. The cause of the incident is yet to be determined, and Gill says they're cooperating with the Civil Aviation Authority of Fiji in their investigation. Eyewitness Deo Raj told FBC News he was in his plantation when he heard a loud noise.
I was in my farm when I heard a loud noise. When I looked up, I saw the plane crash landing in a cane field. I quickly called my neighbors and we all ran towards the plane to offer help.
The Crown Prince of Norway arrived in the country this afternoon and was accorded with a Guard of Honour by the Fiji military forces. The Prince, who is heir to the Norwegian crown, was received by Minister for Defence and National Security Inia Seruratu. Kelly Vadala reports.
Haakon Magnus is the first Crown Prince from Europe to visit Fiji. He is accompanied by the Norwegian Minister for International Development. The Crown Prince was received by the Military Forces Commander Rear Admiral Wilhelmina Porto, Permanent Secretary for Foreign Affairs Iwanine Valurua and Commissioner Central Division Josefo Navuku. He inspected the Guard of Honour at the airport before proceeding to the capital city to begin his official engagement. The Prince was received by Prime Minister Vorenghe Bainimarama at the Grand Pacific Hotel, where a traditional welcoming ceremony was performed by the RFMF, including the Ngalongalovi, Vakama Mother, Sevu Sevu, Yangona Vakaturanga and Vosa Vakaturanga. In a short speech, the Prince says the visit makes a meaningful relationship with Fiji as he looks forward to learning more and sharing some of our common interest. The Crown Prince later paid a courtesy call to the President Major General retired Chuchi Konrote. The visit is anticipated to advance the two countries' bilateral interest and explore cooperation on issues relating to sustainable development. Kelly Vadala, FBC News.
Still to come, new deal to strengthen access to financing for agro SMEs. And drug traffickers' case goes to High Court. Details after the break.
Nambula FM, nambandua ya nasere.
Hoya uvasit sai sai lambasa, ya ndo talita ina warong nambula FM nambandua ya nasere.
Nguya da tumeli ako na tao no hinga toka. Talita kina na warong nambula FM, nambandua ya nasere.
Wana mtuma nambula FM, nambandua ya nasere nawaluan.
Na vengo fani na tao.
There is a need to have a standardised financial system in place for all councils. This was among the recommendations in the Parliamentary Standing Committee on Public Accounts Review report on the 2014 audit of municipal councils. The report's content, debated in Parliament, highlighted that 2 councils have been reported to the Fiji Independent Commission Against Corruption. Maggie Boyle reports.
Clearly, municipal councils are in need of a clean-up.
Serious outstanding issues that were identified by the committee has involved 2 municipal councils, and these issues were referred to the relevant authorities, FICAC, for further investigation.
Reoccurring issues include accounts behind up to 7 years.
Like Suva City Council, Rotoka City Council,
Roseau Town Council, they are still lagging behind.
Some opposition members are repeating the call for council elections.
I thank the Honourable Chair Sudaka and his committee for pointing out the flaws in this report and for highlighting how arbitrary decision-making has led to the abuse of two councils.
Council was unable to provide any supporting documentation to substantiate the existence of sundry deposits amounting to $57,000.
I just wonder how the ministers find the municipal councils performing if they haven't submitted their reports.
The previous local government minister shedding some light on operations.
Every month, they have their standing committee meetings. There's about 2-3 standing committees, and at the end of the month, they have full board, full council.
To the current minister responsible, talking up the way forward.
I acknowledge that and assure ratepayers that nothing will be swept under the carpet.
Meanwhile, the Local Government Act of 1972 is currently under review. Maggie Boyle, FBC News.
The case of the second suspect in the Fiji Airways drug trafficking investigation has been transferred to the Lautoka High Court. Justin Ho appeared in the Nadi Magistrates Court today, charged with 1 count of unlawful importation and exportation and 1 count of unlawful possession, manufacture, cultivation and supply of illicit drugs. It's alleged last December in Nadi that Ho facilitated in exporting 2 parcels of cocaine and other illicit drugs weighing more than 2 kilograms. He was denied bail, as the matter is of public interest. The charges were also read in court and Ho indicated he understood them. He will reappear at the Lautoka High Court next Wednesday. Agriculture-based small and medium enterprises willing to work with farmers based in rural areas will now be able to expand their business through a grant and loan package. An agreement was signed between the Fiji Development Bank and the Agriculture Ministry to strengthen commercial agriculture. Pranita Prakash reports the initiative will meet up to 75% of the total investment cost.
This grant scheme aims to promote market-oriented agriculture production in remote areas.
This grant will boost the ability of these SMEs to acquire products from these most remote areas and highlands, directly providing the secure income for our farmers and the market access.
FDB Chief Executive Mark Lowe says they recognize the constraints faced by SMEs in the agriculture sector in accessing finance from banks.
It seeks to provide, as David has said, a sustainable or more bankable income stream for them, as well as protect their livelihoods.
Under the agreement, the grant provided by International Fund for Agricultural Development will meet 25% of the total investment, and FDB will provide a loan meeting half the total cost of the planned investment. The remaining 25% will be forked out by the borrower. Pranita Prakash, FBC News.
Effective from today, the Ministry of Justice has directed that all requests for the reprint of another person's birth certificate will require written consent. In a public notice, the ministry clarifies that all requests for family members for all birth and marriage certificates will require a letter of authority from the person whose certificate is requested. For death certificates, a letter of authority is required from the next of kin, executor or trustee. In addition, a valid ID of the person requesting reprints of birth, death or marriage certificates must now be presented to the registry officers. Also, anyone requesting a reprint of his or her own birth or marriage certificate will need to provide a valid ID. Coming up in sports later with Jamie, more on the Fiji Sevens Hong Kong journey, but first, Rachel is here with business.
Thanks, Jackie. Good evening, and coming up after the break. First ever cyber food business gains momentum. An ingoing Fiji work on new residential subdivision begins in Tailevu. Stay with us.
Lola, I am Eleanor. For the best classic hits, I only listen to Gold FM here in Singapore. Gold FM, only the classic hits.
My name is Seni Rawa. I love listening to Gold FM here in Nosuri. Gold FM, only the classic hits.
My name is Dino. I'm from Outrigger, Coca-Cola, Singapore. I love listening to Gold FM.
only the classic hits.
My name is Salote. I love listening to Gold FM here in Surrey. Gold FM, only the classic hits.
Bula, my name is Marida. Gold FM plays the best classics here in Aotearoa, Singatoka.
Gold FM, only the classic hits.
Leading business tonight, a first of its kind online food delivery service is slowly gaining momentum among Suva residents. Cyberfood, which is similar to US-based Uber Eats, delivers food at your doorstep. Sanya Nimbola reports for now the company delivers food only within 10 kilometers from the city, but there are plans to expand to other parts.
You order, they deliver. Cyberfoods currently has contracts with 4 restaurants in Suva.
We build a website. Is very similar to the Uber food, and then but we adjust it everything according to the Fiji people. And currently we have 4 restaurants at the moment.
Majid Shahazad, originally from Pakistan, began his business in 2017, but it took them a while to attract customers.
When we started in September and September till December, and in 3 months we have done only maybe it's not more than 4 or 5 orders. From January 2019, we have given a boost, and we have done maybe 1 month we have done 15. And then the next month we go to the 30. It's wonderful. And
Kanu is one of the delivery boys. Says it is a challenging job as they have a timeline to follow.
To do something that's really new in Fiji, and it's the first ever service. So it's good to be the one. Well, it's good to be the first one.
With more than 400 users, the online food delivery service has plans in place to expand its business outside the Suva area to cater for the growing demands. Sainia Nimboila, FBC News.
Sanifa from HFC Bank joins us now with the latest from the stock market.
Let's look at the activity on our local stock market last week. 76,925 shares changed hands in 35 transactions, valued at $119,392. Kontiki Finance Limited shares dominated the week in terms of volume and value of shares traded. Amalgamated Telecom Holdings Limited shares closed the week at $3.30, noting a 2-cent increase. Fiji Care Insurance Limited shares increased by 7 cents and closed Friday at $1.60. Vision Investments Limited shares rose 2 cents to a share price of $4.40. There was a slight drop in Fijian Holdings Limited shares at $1.95, noting a fall of 1 cent. And despite being the most active stock for the week, Kontiki Finance Limited recorded a marginal fall of 1 cent, ending the week at $1.04. Following the trading and price changes, the overall market capitalization further rose by 0.2% and ended the week at $3.53 billion. That's a wrap from our local stock market, Vinaka.
Thanks, Anifa. Here are today's exchange rates as it was set this morning. It was a difficult day for the Fiji dollar on the foreign exchange markets as it fell against the Chinese yuan and the US greenback, as well as the other currencies we cover, but showed a gain against the New Zealand dollar. Looking at the commodities market, crude oil prices were on the rise at over $63 per barrel. Gold also rose about $5 to close at $1,296 per ounce, and silver gained a few cents at $15.18 per ounce. And in Growing Fiji tonight, work on a new residential subdivision in the village of Raralevu in Tailevu has begun. Prime Minister Vorenge Bainimarama says this is a continuation of hard work by the government to ensure better returns for Itoke landowners. The 5.5-acre land will be divided into 16 lots, and once completed, it will be available for residential purpose. The income generated from the project will assist landowners to make further investments.
The benefit that we will have from this project is something that we will benefit from it financially, and it will help especially our family.
Fiji's largest mosque, which can hold more than 4,000 people, has opened in Seweni, Lautoka. The 3-story structure cost around $1.5 million to construct in a location where it can serve underprivileged local families. Filipina Caso has more.
This masjid has been built to cater for worshippers who cannot travel far for prayers.
The only thing is this: by having a mosque like this, the young generation are brought to the mosque, and when any generations are brought to the mosque, they are taught the good things. Like very rare you will find people who are coming to the mosque, they end up drinking alcohol or smoking or drinking other activities which is not permissible in our society or in Islam. So by doing it, by educating them from the young or from the childhood, is that.
The masjid in Saweni before was just a shed which could only fit 7 people, and the committee decided that with the growing population, a bigger masjid was needed.
And the person who have designed this beautiful mosque is Mr. Ajmat Khan, is an architect in Latoka, and the person who have built this, or under whose supervision this was built, is Sheikh Ahmad from Star Builders, Latoka. And a lot of charity work, a lot of help being done.
The masjid was officially opened over the weekend. A special prayer session was also held to remember the victims of the Christchurch massacre that happened last month. Felipe Naikaso, FBC News.
And that's a wrap from the business desk for tonight. Jamie is up next with this sports.
Thanks and good evening. Coming up in sports, Fiji close in on World Series top spot following Hong Kong win. And Coke Games tickets sold out. This and more after the break.
Hi, I'm Jyotishma. I'm from Singatoka. I love listening to Mirchi FM. Mirchi FM is hot.
Mirchi FM is #1.
I'm Charlene Robert. Mirchi FM rocks in Lambasa.
I'm Soname Nasori Jackson. Mirchi FM is hot.
My name is Raymond Dutt. I'm in Baba Singh Alliance. Mirchi FM is hot in Lambasa.
I'm Kritika from Jax Nasori. I love listening to Mirchi FM here in Nasori. Mirchi FM is hot.
Mirchi FM, it's hot.
The Fiji Airways Sevens side created history by securing a 5th consecutive title in Hong Kong with a 21-7 cup final victory over France last night. The Gareth Baber coach side captivated fans all over the world as they achieved something no other side has ever been able to. Meli Tawanga reports.
Fiji opened the scoring in the 5th minute when a quick pass behind from Aminiasi Tuimamba set up an opportunity for Vilimoni Mbotiti.
Open up to Mbamba, put down 20 away. Pops it off the deck, it's still alive! And the first try goes to Vilimoni Mbotiti.
Tuimamba then extended Fiji's lead 14-0 at the break before a yellow card for Joshua, while Kurnabili saw them conceded a penalty to France.
That is ridiculous! And now Tuimamba carries it away. It's the 1-2 from Tuimamba and Mbutitu.
Tuimamba was sent off with 90 seconds to spare, 2 minutes after his second try.
Tuimamba beats 1, beats 2. Tuimamba is next level.
Tuimamba, who was awarded the Man of the Final, dedicated the win to his family.
And I just want to thank my family back home, with my 3 boys, especially my grandparents.
Fiji's reliable band of supporters, celebrating the country's 90th overall win in Hong Kong, cheered and sang in the North Stand long after the national team had left the championship podium. Meli Tawanga, FBC Sports.
And Fiji Sevens playmaker Derek Tuai made history alongside the national team as the first player to win the Hong Kong title 5 years in a row. Tuai is the only remaining player from the Fiji team that won in 2015. Meanwhile, former Fijian Sevens captain Jose Colini Sao took to Twitter to congratulate Fiji for making history. And Fiji earlier defeated USA 28-19 in the semi-final, running in 4 tries to the USA's 3 to book their cup final spot. Here are the tries from the match.
Tuimamba to Mothanafangi. Mothanafangi! They've sent the GPSs spinning. They've taken Kula. Isles, no way! Seafly is 100. Batitu kicks out of one. It's a huge blow from Batitu right on half-time. Fiji are going to hit the shed. Eventually pops it up off the deck. Look out! Look out! Here comes Mr. Nitro! It is Alassio Manduva for Fiji. They're up by 12. But they go through. Kayvon Williams with the dumping go. Kayvon Williams! He says, hey! Oh! Uh-oh! Uh-oh! He's on the spot again, Alassio! And that just might be enough for Fiji to bounce through. USA intact here in Hong Kong. Isles looking for his second in this contest. Isles just is next level.
Fiji has moved up to second place in the World 7 Series standings, gaining maximum points in Hong Kong. Fiji are now in second place with 123 points, 7 behind USA, who maintains the #1 spot with 130. New Zealand has slipped to third place with 118 points, while South Africa is in fourth spot with 99. England rounds up the top 5 with 90 points. Fiji will lead Pool A of the Singapore Sevens this weekend and will face South Africa, Scotland and Canada. France takes charge of Pool B with Argentina, Australia and a 16th tournament team that's yet to be confirmed. The USA leads Pool C alongside England, Kenya and Wales, while Samoa, New Zealand, Japan and Spain have been drawn in Pool D. Tickets to the Coca-Cola games are sold out around the country with less than a week to go before the Fiji finals gets underway. Coca-Cola Amateur Marketing Manager Lawrence Tikaram says this is a result of the continuous growth of the event. Koroi Tandolala reports.
It's estimated more than 3,000 athletes will participate in the biggest secondary school meet in the Pacific this year, the Coca-Cola Games.
Advise all the fans and participants, get ready for the biggest show ever, the Coca-Cola Games at the Gate Stadium. We're expecting over 3,000 athletes to compete over 2 or 3 days.
With the 3-day tournament set to kick off next Tuesday, Tikaram says schools are slowly building up excitement for the Fiji finals.
All the old boys, the old girls, old schools, the teachers, the parents, the old scholars, the people who have actually put the time, and the principals to make this game a roaring success.
Meanwhile, Burger King General Manager Akash Nasi today handed over a check of $5,000 to the Coca-Cola Games administrators at the Burger King Nikasi brunch.
It's also important to know that there are currently no more tickets available for sale, so Burger King might be the only option for some.
The Coke Games kicked off next Tuesday at ANZ Stadium in Suva. Koroi Tandolala, FBC Sports.
The Lambasa football side proved too strong for Suva, defeating them 2-1 in the Vodafone Premier League yesterday. The capital city side took an early lead when Melidonro scored the opening goal in the 20th minute. However, Siotama Kumbu had other plans and scored a double for Lambasa in the second half. Here are the goals.
That time by Nabuninga South, the cross, not a good one. Melidonro drives and it deflects off and into the goal. Do finds Dennis Ifanua, then in the way, Siotama. And Siotama Kumbu in a nice bit of run. As we've gone in comes and in there, following through is Siotama Kumbu.
In today's play of the day, dubbed the most Fijian try ever by World Rugby, here's the magic the Fiji Sevens side whipped together against pool opponents Kenya.
And coming through, the support from Eden Aguero back in the ranks. The interception snatched out of the air by Melin Derinalangi. And Fiji are in full flight here. Look at the skills. The sleight of hand. Chuai again with a no-look pass. Oh my goodness me.
That's it from sports tonight. Join Angie later on with weather and the new media. Apple's new Powerbeats Pro earphones. Details after the break.
मैं नवनीत नंद नंबर लुम्बुआ से जैसे प्रेनी नोट मशहूर है वैसे रेडियो फिजी 2 भी सभी जगह मशहूर है। रेडियो फिजी 2 देश की धड़कन।
सीमा नकाशी से मैं रेडियो फिजी 2 पसंद करती हूँ सुनने के लिए। रेडियो फिजी 2 देश की धड़कन।
मैं हूँ अंकल किंग सिंगाटोका टाउन के टैक्सी ड्राइवर। जैसे रग्बी फेमस है वैसे रेडियो फिजी 2 फेमस है।
रेडियो फिजी 2 देश की धड़कन।
In new media tonight, if the second-generation AirPods didn't excite you, Apple's very own Beats is following it up with a bigger, longer-lasting and more expensive pair of earbuds that may be perfect for people looking for better fit, particularly athletes. It's weather time now with Angie.
Hello there and welcome to the Weather World. How are you on this great Monday? It was such a cool day throughout the country with shower spells upon us. Now taking a look in the west, light drizzles were active with more expected later on tonight. Eastwards from Pekhava to Suva, daylight hours had light showers. The evening will see more heavier spells, maybe a thunderstorm. And up north, more of the same rainy conditions. At sea, southeast winds at 25 knots, very rough seas. For the tides, high tide at 8:25 p.m. with low tide at 1:59 a.m. Sunrise at 6:14. For tomorrow, rain will taper off for the day. However, it will return by afternoon or evening and could be quite heavy. Tomorrow's temps, most centers will be at 29 degrees. And looking further on to Wednesday, it looks like we might have some dry conditions returning. Finally, some drying hope for your laundry that's been on the line since the weekend. And that's all from the FBC Weather World. Jahi.
Thanks so much for that, Angie. In Fijian Pulse tonight, we asked, what do you think of Fiji's performance at the Hong Kong Sevens?
I want to thank the Fiji team. They are young and they new to the leg. It's an excellent team. I wish them all the best. We just thank the Lord for giving them the strength to achieve what they've been achieved yesterday.
I think boys did well. They played their hearts out. Going fifth in a row in Hong Kong Sevens. I thank Paulo and Danishinikula for his hard work leading from the front and all the boys.
The team performed above my expectation. It was the new team and they did well and then put the management and the people of Fiji down.
Recapping the main stories for tonight, national celebration likely for Hong Kong win. Fiji will not allow same-sex marriage, says PM, and plane forced to land due to engine malfunction. Now for these stories and others, you can tune in daily to our sister radio station Gold FM. To our poll question segment, last week we had asked, should people stop making hateful and racist comments on social media? 51% said yes. This week we're asking, do you think the Hong Kong momentum will carry through to victory in Singapore? Visit our FBC website to answer. Before we go, our shot of the day. The amazing photo shows the portion of the Great Sea Reef System and the famous heart-shaped Tavarua Island, keeping the Fijian magic alive, sent in by Fiji Surf Co. Remember, you can send us newsworthy pictures and videos on email fbcnews@fbc.com.fj or share it with us via Facebook page FBC News. You can also follow and tweet us your news tips at FBC_news or simply hashtag FBC News. That was your FBC News for tonight. From the team and I, good night.
Bula, nevang gomal kay leloma, ngongai nakas untuk makarong ng Bula FM, nambang dua na sere.
Hoya ubasit sai sa Lambasa, ya untuk talita na warong ng Bula FM, nambang dua na sere.
Gua do tumeli ako na tao no hinga toka, talita kina na warong ng Bula FM, nambang dua na sere.
FM, number 2 na sere number 1.
Na vengo fani na tau nengo Singatoka, kita ndo talita ka na Bula FM, number 2 na sere.
Bula FM, number 2 na sere.